It's Monday, the 23rd of May, 2022. Welcome to the Fast Five by Fear and Greed, where we give you the top 5 business stories you need to know in just 5 minutes. I'm Michael Thompson, and good morning, Sean Amyler.
Good morning, Michael.
All right, Sean, 5 stories to get through in 5 minutes, and there is no prizes for guessing what story number 1 is today. It is all about the election because Anthony Albanese is increasingly likely to be able to form a majority government, with the latest counting predicting that the ALP will reach the 76 seats that it needs to form government in its own right.
Yes, and the crossbench could be a massive 16 people, including up to 4 Greens. There's still a long way to go, so it might not end up that large, but certainly the big news from the weekend is the remarkable efforts of the independents and how well they did. Peter Dutton is a favourite to become leader of the Liberal Party. Congratulations, of course, to Anthony Albanese and the Labor Party. The new Prime Minister is expected to be sworn in today. Now, the election was a calamity for the Liberal Party and a pretty poor showing for the Labor Party, but they do get to govern. Few things from it. Climate change will be a much bigger deal in this parliament. Look at the Greens primary vote. Look at those teal candidates. They all did really well. Number 2, women and issues more associated with women, including aged care and childcare, will get a much better run. Number 3, we'll get an anti-corruption body at the federal level. And number 4, if it's a hung parliament, we might end up just a little bit more transparent. Nothing wrong with that. What about markets? Well, the election's over and that will be appreciated. Labor's spending promises are slightly higher than Liberals. That might cause some consternation among traders. The big question is whether Labor, and particularly if they need to appease the independents, will be prepared to repair the budget, which of course is being destroyed by COVID. It's going to be good fun.
Yeah, certainly will be. Okay, on to story number 2, Sean. And Crown Resort shareholders, including James Packer, have voted for Blackstone's $8.9 billion bid.
Yes, it's not quite a done deal because state-based regulators have yet to grant approval to Blackstone to own the 3 casinos in Australia. Chair Ziggy Swatowski told shareholders on Friday that the vote should go ahead even though Blackstone hadn't actually been okayed yet. If they do get the okay from regulators, gaming billionaire James Packer will walk away with about $3.3 billion in cash. Now, he's been involved in that business for 20 years. His father, Kerry, initially jumped into it, and he's taken the mantle on that one. The casino giant has been hit with 3 government inquiries. It has had all sorts of problems, and all those inquiries found that Mr. Packer needed to cut ties with the company.
All right, on to story number 3, which is in the same sector, Sean. And for months now, we've been hearing story after story coming out of the inquiry into whether Star Entertainment should hold a licence in New South Wales. Now, the executive chair of Star, John O'Neill, has resigned just ahead of him giving evidence to the inquiry.
Yes, he took up the executive chair role when CEO Matt Bekier stepped down in March. He'll now step down from the board on a yet-to-be agreed-upon date. It means at least 10 Star directors and executives who are at the company have resigned or committed to do so following the inquiry. This inquiry has been quite incredible. It's found that the Star set up a secret gambling room for criminal gang-linked junket operator Sun City. It hid Sun City's illegal cash cage from the New South Wales casino regulator. It misled the big banks. It may even have failed to pay state taxes. Not that surprising that Mr. O'Neill has stepped down.
All right, story number 4, Sean, and talk about hitting the ground running. For Anthony Albanese, one of his first jobs as the incoming Prime Minister will be to head to Tokyo for a meeting of the Quad Partnership tomorrow, where it's expected they'll unveil a maritime initiative.
Yes, the initiative is aimed at curbing illegal fishing in the Indo-Pacific. At the meeting will be US President Joe Biden, Japanese Prime Minister Fumio Kishida, Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi, and Australia's new PM, Anthony Albanese. According to the US, China is responsible for 95% of the illegal fishing in the Indo-Pacific. Also, there are media reports that the grouping will soon include an initiative called the Partners of Pacific, which aims to help Pacific Island nations. That is a flashpoint for Australia because of the Solomon Islands and China Security Pact recently signed.
Okay, last one. Story number 5. Japanese authorities, Sean, are trying to recover $362,000 of COVID aid that was mistakenly sent to just one person.
Yes, and the problem was that particular person was a gambler and he gambled all the money away. The 24-year-old unemployed man from Japan's west apparently spent the money on online gaming sites. Now, he was arrested last week, but there's just no money left. The mistake was made when COVID relief was supposed to be sent to 463 low-income households. Instead, it went to the first name on that list, all $362,000 of it.
All right, there we go. The top 5 business stories in 5 minutes. Thank you, Sean.
Thank you, Michael.
It's Monday, the 23rd of May, 2022. Remember to hit follow on the podcast, and if 5 minutes isn't enough, then you can find our longer daily show called Fear and Greed on your podcast platform. It also comes with a few interviews and things. Today is a great one for investors. I'm Michael Thompson, and that was the Fast 5 by Fear and Greed. Have a great day.